Hello and welcome to the Witness History podcast from the BBC World Service. I'm Rachel Naylor, and today I'm taking you back to when the 3-point seatbelt was invented by Swedish engineer Nils Bohlin. Gunnar Ornmark is his stepson. Hi Gunnar.
Hi.
So let's start in 1958. Your stepdad Nils has been appointed Volvo's first safety engineer in Gothenburg in Sweden, and he's been asked to make Volvo cars safer. So what happened? What did he do?
The boss explained for Nils that they have a problem that people be injured and they die in Volvo cars. Immediately he started to find out how can we make Volvo safer for everyone.
This man has saved millions of lives.
And so for those who are listening or watching and they aren't aware of what the situation was in the 1950s, seatbelts did exist, didn't they? But they were attached at 2 points, so either across your lap or diagonally across your chest. But they weren't doing a great job of keeping people safe, were they? And they were even causing injuries sometimes in the event of an accident. So how was Nils's design different?
There was several of different kind of seatbelts. It was you say you have it on the hips, you have it on the chest, and you have lots of straps. The new unique thing with his seatbelt was that it was one strap with 3 points. It should be easy to have it to fit your body. And also it's very important that if there should be an accident, the seatbelt have to stay on place that was meant. For example, if you take the belt you have just over the chest, what can happen? Yes, you can, if your car rolling around, then you're gonna fall out from your seatbelt. And if you just have it on your chest and you have an accident, all the force, the power, what's happening to your body and with your chest, then your spine should be broken because all the weight is going front and your hips are still in the seat. So therefore, he used both the strap over the chest and the strap over the hips. And the important thing, it should stay there.
Trepunktsbältet är egentligen en ganska enkel anordning. Det enkla är det bästa. Ett band över bröstet, ett annat band över höfterna. Båda banden gemensamt lågt förankrade vid sidan av stolen.
The next big thing was he need to do something that made that people should use it, because you can do anything. It could be a belt in gold and diamonds, everything, but if people don't use it, you don't need it. So therefore, is the unique thing with his seatbelt.
Right, that it was easy and quick to put on and it was comfortable.
I remember a funny thing when we was was driving down to Germany, me and Nils, and he told me lots of things. It was people didn't think that the seatbelt should have the strength to hold. It will say it should be broken because in an accident, say you perhaps have 30, 40 G, as say the 40 times your body weight. So someone say, I don't think you can have one car in one belt if you have a crane. And then he answered, you can take 3 cars. So they have exhibition, they have 3 Volvo in one 3-point belt lifted up.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's strong, it's easy to use, and it's safe. Save lives, yes.
Yeah. And obviously Volvo loved it and they installed it as standard in all their cars from 1963. And Nils was asked to demonstrate it around the world. So as well as that stunt, how did he show people that it worked? Because this was before crash test dummies.
It was a lot of crash testing, yes, of course. And also he showed different kind of belts, seat belts, and showed the difference what's happening after crash. As I told you before, the most important thing and the problem I think the most other versions have that the person didn't stay in the seat when it's happened a crash. And I have seen a lot of it because I think I told you before, I worked as a fireman 25 years and seen lots of accidents. And I know what's happening when you don't use seatbelts. So I've seen it.
And so his design took off internationally, and Volvo made the patent available to all car makers for free. How did Nils feel about that?
Nils was in one kind very shy, and he didn't talk so much about that. He was proud for it done, yes, but he didn't. He was happy that he have all the every messages and everything about what the belt has done. So that was more important for him than a patent fee or something. So the big thing was that he could save lives. That's his big thing. And it was more happy if someone thanked him for what he'd done than there's something in the paper or it was important for him.
That was worth more to him, because obviously some people might be listening thinking, he could have been worth millions.
Everyone said that to me also. Oh, it must be millions. He didn't care. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He was very happy, for example, when he got his invention for the National Inventors Hall of Fame in the United States, and the German patent company say he was one of the 10 in the world with the most important developed, like refrigerator, and he and Otto Diesel. He was one of these guys, and he was very proud for that. But it was not the money thing. No. When he was retired, he didn't stop with this. He developed, SIPs, side impact protection, something in English. So that one he developed after his retirement. So, and also the patent is also after. So I think until his last day, he was thinking about safety for people.
Well, it sounds like he was quite modest, and you mentioned that he was shy. Like, what was your first impression of him when you met him as your stepdad?
My first impression was I was 12 years and I was a new person with my mother, and I didn't understand what kind of guy it was. I didn't trust him the first times, but very soon after that I got very close to him because I'm also interested of engineering. So also I can say he had given me lots of knowledge about develop things and find out solutions, technical solutions. So all my working life, I have also working with engineering and technical things. And that's thanks a lot for him, because he never pushed me, but he always helped me to go in that direction. So it was great for me. But I say it takes 1 year after I meet him first time before I understand how he was. First, it was just someone my mother loved. That was all. So no, it was great. It was really great. So I have lots of thanks for him.
And going back to the seatbelt, so obviously now attitudes have changed and most of us are happy wearing them and it's expected now. That obviously wasn't the case when he invented them and they were initially introduced. It wasn't the law to wear them. In fact, I don't think it was law. The first place that it became law was in Victoria in Australia, and that wasn't until 1970. So when you started driving, did he speak to you about it? Did he? I assume he wanted you to wear one.
When I start driving, yes, of course, we use seatbelts sometimes, not always. But when today, we always use, of course, because it's a law, but the most of times, yes. And today, I should never forget to use it because I know he look at me all the time. So we use seatbelts, yes, and you did very early. And at that time, when I met him first, we didn't have, for example, seatbelts in back seats. It wasn't anyone there. So I know he also was. He always tried to. The manufacturers of cars, they have to understand they also need seatbelts in the back seat. So after a while, it's come there also. So today, me and all around me, of course, we use it.
And so in the following years, Nils received countless letters thanking him for his invention and saving people's lives. How did that make him feel?
With a big smile, of course. He was more happy if someone gave him a hug and tell him that they made something good. When he got, for example, the mentioned like National Inventors Hall of Fame, yes, of course, it was nice to have it, but it was more important for him that when I have a small letter from a child is coming, you say my mother. That kind of thing was that he liked most, yeah.
So you just mentioned him getting inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, so I've got to ask you about that now. So in 2002, he asked you to collect the prize on his behalf, didn't he? So what did he say and what did you have to do?
We made the speech together before it was very clear what I had to say. Wasn't doubt about that, but the problem was that my wife called me 3 o'clock in the morning and passed away the same day that I should accept the prize. So that was one of the hardest things I've done in my life. Absolutely. Oof.
And what did you say in your speech?
I know. I ended it with, there's a little bit of Volvo in all cars in the world because the patent was from Volvo. And from Nils, I told everyone to buckle up. Use your seatbelt. That was the end of the speech.
And how does it make you feel that his invention saves lives around the world every day?
I'm proud, really proud, of course. I'm really proud. Both me and my whole family is proud for that. Yeah, proud. I'm sorry, it's a little bit.
Don't be. It's emotional.
Yeah.
Gunnar Ornmark, thank you so much for sharing your stepdad's amazing story with us today. That's it for today's episode of the Witness History Podcast from the BBC World Service. If you enjoyed it, why not check out our back catalogue of more than 1,000 Witness History episodes wherever you get your BBC podcasts. And why not subscribe to the BBC World Service YouTube channel while you're at it? Thanks for watching and buckle up.